Welcome back to the Tuesday Weekend, the podcast who dares you to try Altoona pizza. Make one for me. Make it good. Yeah. On a bet. Okay. All right. I cannot believe that I've actually made it this far in the podcast episode about pizza without mentioning Frank's Pizza in Appleton, Wisconsin, which sadly closed some time ago. But when I went to college in Appleton, right downtown, a couple blocks from campus, was Frank's, which had the glorious idea of putting their pizza oven up front by the sidewalk windows and venting out into the street. For blocks around, you could smell that pizza, and it was as good a marketing tactic as I have seen from any locally owned pizza joint. Before we get to restaurant shout-outs, Glenn, any last pizza thoughts you want to add to the conversation?
One of the things I thought was so cool about Justine's when I went back, I hadn't been there in like 18 years or something, I'm not even sure. It was exactly the same. It was the same old school jukebox, the same until about a year later, somebody ran their car through the front of it. But good things came out of it because they expanded into the space next to them, and they have a full bar now and is bigger and has more people and stuff. So it's kind of one of those accidents that became a good thing. Unfortunately, it was when they were closed and no one got hurt or anything. Yeah, and just how much I miss Rusted Sun in Salt Lake, because those calzones are just the greatest thing. Yeah, I can't find calzones like that anywhere else.
Exactly.
No, not really.
Their pizza's damn good, but their calzones are out of this world.
Nick, any other pizza thoughts that we haven't touched on yet?
Actually, thoughts about everything we have touched on. We talked about a lot of variations and stuff that some of us haven't had, even though, I mean, Josh, I've seen you eat pizza out of a truck stop in Dinosaur, Utah. So I'm sure you've tried most of everything you've talked about. But if people like it, that's why it's there.
Yep.
So even though I might think it's hot garbage, Glenn might think it's horrible. If people didn't like it, it wouldn't exist.
Oh, sure.
You have to take our recommendations with a grain of salt. We do know what we like and what we don't like, but at the same time, if it's something you like, then it's something you like. It's like every food and every drink.
Right.
I had the pleasure of making a drink I have never made before, requested by a guest this weekend, and that would be Captain Morgan's and Mountain Dew. And I did not taste it because I already knew it would be horrible, and they loved it.
Wow.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
You have such a weird palate.
They brought the Mountain Dew to the bar with them so I could make it.
Wow.
Like, do you have Mountain Dew? And I'm like, no bar has Mountain Dew. We're used to that. We brought our own, and I'm just like, okay, what do you want?
Well, that was also my friend Kyle, who is a hockey goalie, so that should explain everything about him. But he once told me that he had to make himself one more captain star, which was Captain Morgan and Rockstar. And I was just like, dude, I just got diabetes reading that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, it's probably all good pizza for the people who like it.
Well, one of the things I wanted to mention is, especially on road trips and most definitely when I'm out on a bike tour, I'm always trying to find the small town pizza joint. I will stop there almost invariably. And most of them I found have been good. There was one in Newcastle, Wyoming, where the pizza was good, but it was just slightly undercooked. It was like, I want to love this pizza. But I will actually say, Glenn, since I last saw you, 3 weeks ago, I had a bad pizza. I had it rarely happens, but as I was driving back from Colorado in Ely, Nevada, all the way in extreme eastern Nevada, I stopped at their pizza joint. It was mid-dinner rush on a Tuesday night, and the teenagers behind the counter gave me an undercooked, under-flavored pizza. And unfortunately, I got it to go, and so I didn't take the first bite until I was in the car and down the road, a bit, and I didn't even finish a whole slice. That's how, me with very indiscriminate tastes. Like, I will eat almost anything, and I just couldn't. I even waited, brought it home, threw it in the fridge, and saw if it was going to be any better cold, and it wasn't. So I'm not going to name names. I will say it was in Ely, so, if you're traveling through Ely, watch out. And I'm even willing to go back to that same joint and try them again, because maybe it was just this one, but it's just so disappointing. Anyway, okay, let's get to our restaurant.
I really wish I had your faith in humanity.
Oh, actually, wait, I did have one other thought I want to throw out there. I didn't even bother to research any Canadian pizza styles. Does Toronto have a pizza? Let us know. I mean, Edmonton, and should I go make a trip up to Yellowknife because I got to try the pizza there? Yeah, let me know. For another episode, I suppose. But, okay, restaurant shout-outs. Let's get to one of my favorite parts of every week. Nick, is there a restaurant you would like to shout out this week?
It's one I actually used to work at. It is called Blue Water Boathouse. They do nice fresh fish. It's nicely priced. They cook their fish medium rare to medium, so it's not overcooked. The sauces aren't the dish. The sauces are on the side of the fish, so you can enjoy how it tastes. They used to have good cocktails when I was writing the drink list, but I don't know now. It's a nice little quaint place. It's in a building that was built in the 1800s, literally on the water, like you're on stilts on the water. If you're ever out on Coronado Island and you want a nice fresh piece of fish, go check that place out.
Well, I'm going to shout out Chicago Mike's Pizza in Gardnerville, Nevada. Good pizza, both their deep dish and the tavern style, and lots of Cubs, Bears, Bulls, and Blackhawks memorabilia on the walls. Not a lot of White Sox stuff, though. Whatever. But go with the Mike's special, which is sausage, mushroom, and olives, which just happened to be my mom's favorite topping combo, too. But Glenn, restaurant shout out.
You mentioned whenever you have to stop in a small town, you seek out the local pizzeria. So I'm going to throw out the Holy Stromboli in Fort Lupton, Colorado. It is very good, closest to Rusted Sun that I can find as far as like Strombolis or calzones go. But also, it's really more so an Italian restaurant as well, and it beats really any Italian in Denver, which is good. Italian in Denver is not that great, but this place, it's a hole in the wall, just family run, just a couple that owns it. It's like Mommy used to make, and just awesome food.
All right, sounds great. Well, thank you again to Glenn Janke for joining us with his pizza knowledge this week. Thanks also, as always, to Nick Parkin. The music you hear right now is by Andrew Smith. The social media is covered by Deneen Oliver, and I'm Josh Hobson, responsible for the rest of this mess. Join us next week when we will discuss customer modifications. Ooh, a spooky topic just in time for Halloween. Okay, thanks again. Enjoy your weekends whenever you can take them.
Customer mod.
Yeah.
Like, oh no.